Today, we would like to present patient appointment booking within Holbie. Similar to patient-submitted verification forms, you may also choose to allow patients to direct book or request an appointment within Holbie. Holbie allows for direct or request appointments using a provided URL or embedded HTML code, which may be distributed from within your website or other online services. In this video, we will demonstrate the use of the request appointment link to simulate patient entry and the resulting workflow for the provider to monitor and complete the appointment process. Here we have opened a shareable link specific to the demonstration practice for request appointment entry. The patient will be prompted to complete appointment details including the practice and facility they wish to visit. It is important to note that the practice and facility selections only apply to instances where the organization includes multiple practices or facilities from which to choose. The practice may choose a configuration allowing separate links for each practice, simplifying the choice presented to the patient, or allow the patient to choose from a list of available practices and facilities accordingly. Complete the appointment details by entering the name, date of birth, phone number, and email. It is important to note the phone number and email are required fields. Confirmation of the appointment request will be sent via text and email to the patient to confirm the request has been received. Once the request has been scheduled and an appointment set by staff, reminders will be sent out 1 week, 1 day, and 1 hour prior to the scheduled appointment using the phone and email information provided by the patient. In the request comments, the patient will enter any preferred days or time along with other information they wish to convey in the appointment request. Press the Request Appointment option at the bottom to complete the request submission. The system will acknowledge the receipt of the appointment request on screen. The appointment request process is now complete. The patient will receive the text and email confirming the appointment request has been successfully received. Next, we will review the provider's view of the appointment request within Holbie. Beginning from the home screen, locate the option for Appointment Search. The list view will display existing appointments and requests together. Note the latest request we just simulated at the top of the list. As a tip, since the list contains both scheduled appointments and requests, the provider may choose to set the advanced filter option specific to pending appointment requests to simply work the list of pending appointments without having to intermix the actual scheduled appointments. To do so, access the advanced search filters using the plus sign, click Status Pending, and click Search. Now that we have just the list of a pending request, we need to complete those requests by scheduling them to the calendar. For request appointments, the provider or staff working on behalf of the provider will need to assess and schedule the appointment appropriately on the calendar. The user will first check request comments submitted with the appointment request. Locate and press the Request Comments action icon under the action column on the right. This will display any specific notes from the patient with respect to preferred days, services requested, etc. Press the Close to close the comments. Now that we have an idea of what the patient is requesting, it may be a good opportunity to return to the scheduled calendar and verify the target day and availability. In this case, the patient had requested Tuesdays and Fridays, of which there is plenty of availability. Return to the list and proceed to turn the request into a scheduled appointment by selecting the scheduled appointment under schedule appointment under the actions column on the right. This will take the user to the schedule calendar, load the create appointment dialog, and display the patient matching dialog. To establish the appointment, Holbie will attempt to verify if the patient already exists in the system. Any potential matches will be displayed. If the patient already exists in Holbie, please select the patient to associate the existing patient with the appointment about to be scheduled. It is important to note the importance of avoiding the creation of duplicate patient records. This may create problems in billing later, and is always best to attempt to match existing patients for clean record keeping when possible. In this case, there are no existing patients to match with this particular request. Press the New Patient button to complete demographic entry. Much of the demographics may not be yet available, so you may skip various fields until the patient actually arrives. If any of the information is known, go ahead and complete. And then press Submit to complete patient entry. The Create Appointment dialog will already contain the facility and practice information. The patient link has already been established. Now complete the appointment by selecting the scheduled date, Friday in this case, and then select the desired appointment time. Press Submit to complete the entry process. The patient will receive an immediate text and email confirming the appointment date and time with the practice and provider scheduled. Now return to the listing on the left and note the appointment entry or request is no longer there for Eli Brown. Remember, we are now filtering just on a list of pending requests. To clear the filter and show scheduled appointments, simply return to the advanced filter and press Clear. Now we can see the appointment scheduled for 7/22 at 11:15 for Eli Brown. Additionally, the action icons on the far right column have changed, allowing the user to invoke additional workflows for the addition of verifications, superbills, soap notes, etc. Now that the appointment is scheduled, the action icon to edit the appointment or cancel the appointment are also available. Any changes made to the appointment or cancellations will result in a text and email sent to the patient indicating the change in the appointment. A tip: providers may choose to set the advanced filter to work specific days. For example, the arrival date of Friday, 7/22, we can just select all appointments for that day by returning to the advanced filter, click appointment date, click on 7/22, hit apply, click search, and we now see a list of all appointments for that specific day. When actually seeing patients for a particular day, filtering the list of appointments, as we've done here, may make navigation for the provider throughout the day convenient using the short list. Remember, the provider can use the action icons to create superbills and soap notes accordingly throughout the day. This concludes the demonstration for a patient appointment request, and completing that request